Hello Dragons, and welcome to the November-December edition of Inside the Dragons. In this episode, you're going to see the Lake Orion High School Band as they competed at the state level and received a third place finish. Also, the Troy Historical Society visited Blanche Sims. They brought the field trip to them and they learned many wonderful things that they wouldn't have otherwise. Our Pine Tree Center benefited from Santa and his helpers coming in. The students thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy that footage. Our Weber first grade students have been working on a service project where they created placemats for our Meals on Wheels program. And lastly, the Lake Orion High School students, they've been helping the Lions Club with the food drive, and so that will benefit our community, and we appreciate all of the good work.
As a member of the Lake Orion High School Marching Band, there is a rite of passage, a summer of preparation, a fall of performance at football game halftimes, and weekend competitions. Leads to the Michigan Competing Band Association State Finals. Held annually the first weekend of November at Detroit's Ford Field, the Dragons are one of the state's top bands in the largest school classes. Held annually the first weekend of November at Detroit's Ford Field, the Dragons are one of the state's top bands in the largest school class. This fall, the band performed so well in the lead-up competitions that LOHS entered the state finals as the top-ranked team. They were set up as the final school to compete. Because their division rotated its slot into the night group, the Dragons competed at 10:16 p.m., capping off a long day. The day becomes a culmination of months of work, from the selection of music and design of the show by the directors. For the students, months of learning the music, the movements, and the emphasis on the show. For the parent volunteers, who build the sets, transport the band, help create and distribute the costumes, and assist with chaperoning at the August band camp. On the day of the finals, this well-oiled machine began by helping load the band, load the rented trucks with the set pieces, and some of the gear, including the percussion. At the rented parking lot beside Ford Field, the parents and staff unload and set up. The students arrive in the evening and experience a lengthy warm-up, beginning with motivational speeches from some of the assistant directors.
I asked for everyone +2, we lost 2. Now I'm gonna ask for everyone, and we're gonna get every single caption, right? Yeah! We're gonna go out there. We won't get a 90, we won't get a 92. Let's get a 94. Let's play down. Let's show who we are. Let's win.
We gotta suck them in. You have all the ability. Wanna get it right? Yeah, let's get it right.
All you guys saw us tonight.
The students go through stretches and warming up their instruments. They even run parts of the show as the directors and student assistants and parents observe. By the time they entered Ford Field, walking the set pieces across a busy street and wheeling them down the huge Ford Field ramp, everyone was ready. The anticipation paid off with a fantastic performance of Darkness Rising, with intense costumes and a riveting show. The judges appreciated the show and announced a third-place overall finish, adding to their impressive history as a finalist for more than 20 straight years. Congratulations to all of the Dragons who made the district proud. Past field trips have been adjusted during the COVID pandemic, forcing schools to become more creative in trying to bring those opportunities to our students. One way teachers have done this is to bring the field trip locations to the schools. The Troy Historical Society has operated as a destination for many LOCS schools over the years, and this year, their representatives came to the students at Blanche Sims Elementary.
Although I actually went to Lake Orion School. I was a Weber kid, yeah. Working miles away, but we have a whole bunch of old buildings from different parts of my city where they picked them up and they brought them and they put them in a new home so that people can come and learn about history and see cool old stuff. Kind of neat, right? Has anyone been before? I mean, you probably have been, right?
I have.
You have, but has anybody else been to the historic village before? Maybe you have?
I like
A couple of us, very good. Well, so today we're going to be talking about old-fashioned toys and the way that people used to live a long time ago. So let's start with kind of how people used to live. Have you guys heard the word pioneer before? A couple of us have heard the word pioneer. Those of you who've heard it before, do you know enough about what a pioneer is to explain it a little bit? Or give me a couple of details from what you might remember?
Part of the challenge was bringing a big environment into a small space. They accomplished that through Pioneer Toys.
Yeah, so those toys will help you learn things like letters and numbers or animal sounds, stuff like that. Now, in the past, pioneers had toys that taught them things also, but they were more interested in you learning important skills on the farm because you were expected to help out around the house a lot more than you are now. Some of you probably have chores, but not nearly the kind of chores that pioneers would do. Kind of back and forth. Down, down, down. That's the way. Yep, keep doing that. A little bit harder though. That's it, right there. What are toys mostly made from now? Plastic.
And wood.
Sometimes wood. Now, mostly though, in the past, our toys were made from things like wood, right? So, and the reason for that is that we didn't used to have plastic. Plastic is invented around 1900, and we're talking about life closer to 1800. So we've got a long time, about 100 years or so, before plastic really shows up on the scene. So if I have a toy and that I want, it's probably going to be made out of wood or fabric or things like that, not plastic, not yet anyway. So this one helps you kind of learn the rhythm for shearing sheep, another important farm skill, right? Now, not all of the toys are things that are going to be learning toys. Some of them are just for fun, just like now, right? For example, may I introduce to you Pioneer Barbie? She's clearly not a Barbie, right? She is a doll, and
She has no face.
she does not. So you'd have to either use your imagination, or you could paint one on there still, use a little bit of ink or something.
Even when there are challenges, outside groups are finding ways to help engage the students. Through the holiday season, there are many groups who are passionate supporters of the Lake Orion Community Schools. Each year, the Lions Club makes it their mission to provide a Christmas experience for the Pine Tree Center students. What began as a special education Christmas party at the Cirque building for years shifted to the Pine Tree Center when it opened. And now, in the pandemic, the Lions Club still wanted to connect with the students despite the restrictions.
Yeah, so the Lions Club comes every year and they bring Mr. and Mrs. Claus and an elf, and they bring presents for every student in our school. It's joy that we all need right now, and seeing the students jump up and down for joy and how excited they were when they saw Santa come in is just amazing. So now Santa comes to every classroom, and it's more personal and intimate this way also, so I think the kids are okay with it.
Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and an elf visited classrooms and connected with the students. They also brought small gifts for them to open.
Lake Orion Lions Club, we've been around a long time. 1938, this organization started in Lake Orion. And for the last several years, we've had our special needs Christmas party. Unfortunately, to COVID, we couldn't have the full Christmas party, but in the last couple of years now, we've visited every classroom. And we really love giving gifts to the kids. And I think this is a very special time for them for the year. It's a very special time for us. This is the highlight of the year as far as I'm concerned, as far as Christmas. We do a lot of things for our community. We make Christmas baskets for the needy. But coming here and watching the kids is just amazing.
Each of the Lake Orion Community Schools wants to find a way to assist others. At Weber Elementary, that involved a service project. The first grade classes, led by Miss Weaver, Miss Burnt, and Miss Miller, worked to make holiday-themed placemats for Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, so the first grade, the three of us are doing Meals on Wheels, and we're making placemats. So our students can easily make a placemat that looks really nice for someone who might not have that holiday cheer or that kind of drawing or something fun when they're eating for other people. I think for us, and especially with Positivity Project, we've been talking a lot about how our words and our actions affect other people. And We read a book about one girl who did one kind thing, and then those person did 2 kind things and 3 kind things, and how when our joy gets to someone else, they can spread joy to as many other people as possible. And that's kind of our goal here. And that's what's really helpful and relatable to them as well.
So we're making these placemats for people to bring them joy, so they are happy and they are feeling good love. The people can write to her food, we can something for her food for home. This is people we don't know, so people that we don't know how to do it.
We're doing this so people don't just have food from Meals on Wheels, and they have placemats too.
I think it was really good because it brings people joy and love, so everybody can have a good meal. I think that it was so good for the folks that can go to shopping and that. I think like some people in America can enjoy being happy and really happy to other people they don't know.
If we spread joy to people that we don't know, then they'll go on and spread joy.
The students spent time working on their placemats, knowing they were making a difference for others. The Lions Club has been a long-time supporter of the Lake Orion Community Schools and have found many different ways to make a difference. Each December may be their greatest contribution when they're working with the schools. Earlier in the month, LOCS schools gathered cans and non-perishable food items for the Lions. The greatest impact is usually made by the high school. This is because, for a couple of weeks in December, LOHS becomes a food drop-off location for the community. Once it is all gathered, the Lake Orion High School leadership students load it onto a giant truck, where it makes the short trip to the Cirque building.
We've been doing Can Drive for as long as I can remember. Last year was actually our best year, which was really cool because we were online, so it was one of the only events we could do. This year we were hopeful that it was going to be just as good. We got a lot of cans, however, due to the fact that we weren't in school for a good chunk of it and people came back from break and didn't know, there was a little bit less cans than we had hoped for, but we still have a significant amount and we're super excited. And the Lions Club is coming today, I believe that's what they're called, to pick them up. I think they're downstairs actually. So this is super great because the food goes directly to people in our community, and so it's really nice, especially during the holidays, that we get to help people out and give them great food to eat.
The food is then packed and redistributed to families in need to boost their holiday. The combination of working together with the Lions Club and the LOCS schools is a strong partnership.
Orion Lions Club does this Christmas basket program. We have almost 200 families and 60 seniors, and our goal is to give everybody a Christmas. So each family that needs it will get probably a month's worth of food, and each of the children will get 2 or 3 gifts. We've been doing this for I don't even know how many years. When the community comes out to help us sort and deliver, we are ecstatic because we can't just do it as one team. The schools adopt families, and they do all the gifts for some families, so we don't have to do that. They're amazing. They do food drives. They do half of what we do.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Happy holidays and go Dragons.
Inside the Dragons is produced by the Lake Orion Community Schools in partnership with Orion Neighborhood Television. For up-to-date news and information about the Lake Orion Schools, visit our website at lakeorionschools.org and watch us on Comcast Educational Access Channel 22 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99.